Good morning, everybody. It is Saturday, January 8th. I just rolled out of bed. Haven't stepped in front of the camera for one of these in a long time, but that's going to change because, well, we are starting a new series, I guess. I don't know how I want to talk about this, but yeah, there's a lot to say. We haven't spoken in a while, and I haven't spoken to you guys like this in a while. But yeah, I'm back at my parents' place, and it was my birthday yesterday, so I figured, like, when I came home from the holidays, and I just had to get through this, like, couple of weeks of, like, eating out every day because extended family came into town, and there's 2 birthdays that have to get through during this time, and one of them is my own. So I figured, hey, it's probably not the best time to start a cut when I know how much, like, out of control and just, like, situations I'm gonna be put in that I kind of don't want to be thinking about my nutrition, like, super closely. But then once my birthday is over, that's kind of the end of that. And now we can really start to focus on the things that we need to be focused on. So, right now, since I just got out of bed, I'm going to go ahead and take the first weigh-in of the new weight loss series. I know I've tried to do this like 5 times now, and well, whatever. Let's just get through it. So when I moved down to my parents' house, I took my scale with them to my apartment, and that is why that scale is still there. So we'll be weighing it on a different scale. This one right here, it's a pretty simple scale. Just gives weight, pretty much. I mean, it doesn't have all that other helpful information like TDEE or like body fat percentage, BMI, water weight, but all that stuff is how accurate is that really, So I never really pay attention to most of those other metrics anyway, but I just wanted to, for transparency, just in case somebody really gave a fuck, right? Like, I'm sure nobody does. But anyway, let's get this first weigh-in out of the way. Yikes. Well, I can't say that I'm surprised. I was hoping that was not going to be the case, but yes, we are about 5 pounds away from gaining back everything that I lost over the course of the last 4 years now. Can't believe it's been 4 years, but yeah, 5 pounds away from getting it all back, which is hella disappointing, obviously. Yeah, man, that sucks. Fuck, dude. It's something that we can't recover from, but well, I'll have to talk about that later. Right now, I'm gonna go ahead and take a shower and probably get something to eat or something, and then we'll see how the day develops. But yeah, 269.6 is not a great weight to be. Okay. It's been a while since I've done this, so I'm a lot of practice. Well, here we are once again, in the same position that we've always been in. Me sitting in front of the camera saying how I didn't do what I was supposed to do. I like to say that there was a good reason, um, but there's never really a good reason, is there? You know, I failed once again. Um, and yeah, let everyone down, let myself down, let the people who are counting on me down, let the audience members who believed in me were probably not even watching anymore. I let them down. I let everybody down, especially myself. I'd like to sit here and tell you guys that circumstances prevented me from accomplishing the things that I wanted to accomplish, but that's just not true. I'd be lying. I think what I've discovered over the past few years is that I am my own worst enemy, and constantly end up getting in my own way. Yeah, you guys saw the weigh-in was pretty heavy. It's not the heaviest that I've been in recent times, but what it means is that I am pretty much back to, very close to being back to like where I was at my all-time heaviest before I even started lifting. And it means essentially that any progress that I made in the last 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, holy crap, it's been 4 years. Any progress that I've made in the last 4 years has been erased, almost 100%. We can basically say 100%. I've become the statistic, right? I've become the, people saying that 95% of diets fail. I've become the 95%, right? And that's something that I never thought I would ever become. But then again, I never thought I would become a lot of things. I never thought I would ever become this heavy in the first place. I never thought I would ever, if I ever lost the weight, I never thought I would gain it back. And then when I gained it back, I never thought I would be, I never thought I'd be 220 again. I never thought I'd be 230 again. I never thought I'd be 240 again, 250, 260, and then 270. But I was. So life is full of disappointment, isn't it? Set up the expectation of being a successful individual, and what it shows is that if you don't put in the proper amount of work, you will fail. And I failed pretty spectacularly. There's a silver lining though, and that is the fact that being this heavy has not hindered my ability to do things outside of weight loss. Like, I'm still able to lift and lift well. I competed. I got that out of the way. I did my first competition ever. And my weight didn't really impact my ability to do those things. So that's good, I mean, that proves that, at least in like a relative sense, like that proves that, like, at least for my goals, like the things that I want to do, in terms of like athletics, like it's not like super impactful. So it's not preventing me from doing any of the things that I want to do. And really, like in general in life, it's not preventing me from doing any of the things that I wanted to do. So that's good. I mean, that's not to say that it couldn't have been better if I was leaner or a smaller guy. That's not to say that I couldn't have maybe done more, lifted more, despite the counterintuitiveness of that. We have leverage to talk about. That's not to say that I couldn't have enjoyed the process more. I definitely could have. What are you gonna do? Can't change the past. I think I figured out the reason that I failed. I think I did. I think it finally clicked in my head, like, oh yeah, the reason that I wasn't doing well was this. And I'd love to stay here and chat about that. But right now, I've kind of got to go because we're on a little bit of a time crunch. It's pretty hectic in my house. I'm back in my parents' place. And it's pretty hectic over here. And we've always got stuff that's going on. So, like, if I'm gonna hit the gym, for instance, right now, I need to, like, go and hit the gym right now. And then we're gonna go on a hike later, and after that, or maybe even during that, I don't know what's gonna happen, but I'll probably explain like why I think this whole thing kind of screwed up for me. So yeah, I'm gonna hit the gym right now, catch a lift. Maybe I'll talk about that a little bit. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm just gonna go hit the gym right now before I run out of time. So I'll see you guys later. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the first commentary of 2021 and the first commentary in a long time. I'm not at my usual setup right now, so I apologize if the audio is a little whack. But we had a tempo bench today. I believe this is our secondary bench day. We got a top single at around RP6. I've decided to go for 275 pounds here. I think it's a 3 count down, 1 part pause, and then just regular press. So bench has been coming along nicely. Did back off fours with 245 pounds. As you can see, I've got the pro strats here, man. I've got the shelf liner underneath me. I've been really enjoying it because the benches that I used to work out on were like competition style benches, so they had a lot of traction built into them. But these commercial gym benches, man, they don't have any traction at all. So it's really easy to slip and slide. So what I've been doing is instead of the double band technique, which a lot of people use, I got this shelf liner. It's literally like $1 at Walmart, and man, it really does come in clutch. I'm still kind of slidey. Just that's just the nature of the bench. Also, these benches are pretty narrow, but the shit works, man. So if you got a commercial gym, I definitely recommend it. It could be a little cringe, but whatever you got to do for the gains. And yeah. So after this, we had Accessory City. Moved on to Dumbbell Incline presses. These are 60s for 10. And I know on the channel I've repped out way more than this, but I was coming off of a deload, and I decided to just sort of start my accessories very, very light and like slowly build up from there to the point where I can get like actual like proper working weight when it comes to the way that I organize my training, because I've been sort of reorganizing everything that I do up until this point. And especially even my split is a little weird. I don't know if I'll have time to really talk about it in this particular commentary session, but I do want to talk about the way that my split is structured. But just because, we reorganized a lot of stuff, so I don't really know where I'm supposed to be for all these weights, so I started pretty light and just like slowly move up from there. This is a new movement for me. This is a kneeling, single arm, landmine presses. My coach, who I do have a coach, if you've been following my other series, my coach wants me to actually work more on torso rotation, like thoracic rotation with these. So this is the first time I did them. I wasn't doing the thoracic rotation, but as I move forward, I'll try to sort of bias that a little bit more. It's only 25 pounds, which is piss. But this is actually kind of a difficult movement for me, especially because I've never done it before. So there'll be some awkward growing pains, but hopefully we can get back to some decent shoulder work, as this is kind of the only vertical pressing that I'm allowed to do. And then we had some single arm lat pull downs here. Again, I'm supposed to be biasing rotation. I think it's because I want to like get like full scapular protraction and full
retraction, even though I think I do a pretty good job of that without needing to rotate. But yeah, I mean, I'm not going to complain about more protraction and retraction. I want to keep those shoulders nice and healthy, as well as, you know, more lat hypertrophy. So this is 55 pounds for 10, and all these accessories are pretty much like 4 sets across the board. And then we finished off this workout with some just regular rope extensions, only 45 pounds. You guys have seen me do way, way more than that on this channel, but like I said, just sort of starting light and hoping to work up from there. And that's it for the first commentary. Pretty awkward getting back into this, but hopefully things will be a bit more seamless in the future.
What's going on, everyone? I'm in nature. This is a rare sight for me. Rare occurrence, I should say. Because me and nature don't get along. Me being fat and out of shape and all. I wanted to get on here and start talking, but I have no idea what I was going to say. I was going to say that I tried really hard at all my goals, but I think I wanted to do good, but it was just too easy to not, like to be off plan, to kind of say fuck it for the diet, and just eat whatever I wanted. It was really easy. There's something that a guy on here named Stan Strength on YouTube. There's something that he said that kind of really rung true for me. You don't need discipline for the stuff that you enjoy. If you enjoy lifting or working out, you don't need to be disciplined for that because it's fun, it's easy. You don't need to try to get to the gym every day if you love working out, if you love lifting weights. But you do need discipline for the things that are really hard, that you don't like doing. If you're in a deficit and you hate cutting, then it takes discipline to stick to your macros. Or if you hate doing cardio, like me, it takes discipline to force yourself to do cardio post-workout. And, obviously it makes sense, right? When you think about it, it's logical, it's like a no-brainer. But for me, it's a truth that I've been trying to avoid. The whole idea for me was that I wanted to make cutting seamless. Sorry, my party was turning around there, so we're going back now. But yeah, like I was saying, I wanted cutting to be like seamless or like not challenging. It should have never felt like effort, at least in my head, because like I've got such a long road ahead, and if it felt like effort in the beginning, then it was only going to get really, really tough as the time progressed. So in my head, like I should have been able to, like cheat here and there and, eat a lot more than I thought I was, or eat a lot more than I had previously, and that's not to say that none of that is true, but I think fundamentally there was a disconnect where when I first lost all this weight, like I was going super hardcore. Like I was eating like sub 2,000 calories. I was doing cardio every day, starving myself and lifting, and it was just a mess. And I didn't really learn anything, and I didn't gain anything from that experience, and I didn't even look that great at the end of it, So, in fact, like there are days right now where I think I actually look better than I did in the past, just by, being, like 60 pounds heavier. Later when I tried to do it again, I took the complete opposite approach where it was like, it shouldn't be hard at all, especially in the beginning, and it should be just like very seamless, and I shouldn't have to put a lot of effort in because I'm so big and I can afford to do X, Y, and Z. And, you know, I didn't want it to take up so much of my mental space, so much of my psychology, or not psychology, what the fuck am I saying? So much of my, you know, mental effort shouldn't impede on me that much. And obviously, that resulted in zero progress, right? Just regression. And I think, you know, the pandemic didn't help. Moving out of my parents' house and going to college didn't help. But fundamentally, like, there really wasn't any excuse. And I think just my approach was just all wrong, you know? And I think this time around, I recognize two things, right? One, I don't have to, like, go super hard 100% of the time and just, like blitz a fucking cut and try to lose 1,000,000 pounds in a very short amount of time, and like be disciplined 100% of the time, like literally weigh everything out to the gram and do like 10 hours of cardio a week. But at the same time, I cannot be lax either. I can't just assume that, well, the progress is going to be made eventually, and, you know, I don't have to try that hard now because, you know, eventually I'm going to have to try really hard. It's like, no, it's cutting for a guy who loves to eat food and hates cardio, so it's going to be hard all the time. And, you know, it's going to require that discipline. The discipline to do the cardio, the discipline to stick to the macros and not cheat. And that's going to require a lot of effort no matter what stage of the cut I'm in. So the only thing that you can control is yourself, right? So I think I'm done trying to, you know, cope. I'm done trying to pretend like this isn't going to be super tough. I'm done trying to make it, I'm done trying to make it easier. But I'm not going to make it harder. I'm just going to do it, you know. I'm just going to do it. So, yeah, for now, that's all I wanted to say. I don't know if I'll add anything later. I got to finish this hike. And yeah, I don't really know how many days in a row. Like, I don't really know what the upload schedule is going to be like for this kind of thing. It's going to be weekly, daily, or, you know, periodically whenever I feel like it. But yeah, so I guess I'll just see you in the next one. That's all I can think of to say right now. So yeah, see you guys.